Hello Mariner fans, we're back for another week of Meet the Staff Monday after a hiatus last week for Columbus Day. We are joined this week by Deputy Athletic Director Captain Bill Fell. Captain Fell, thank you for joining us.
Great to be here, Joe.
So tell us your road to Kings Point. You're an Annapolis grad, you served time in the Marine Corps. What brought you into college athletics and how did you wind up here?
Well, Joe, 1986, I was thinking about getting out of the Marine Corps. I just came from Marine Barracks Pearl Harbor, had a great tour, and I just wasn't satisfied with what I was doing at Camp Lejeune, North Carolina. My father-in-law came out to visit. He was an admiral in the Navy, and we went for a walk with my daughter around the block. We were pulling her on a trailer, and I said, "Dad, I think I'm going to get out of the Marine Corps." He said, "What are you going to do?" I said, "I don't have the faintest idea." He said, "You ever think about becoming an athletic director?" And I stopped thinking, what a great idea. So at that time, the AD at West Point was a guy, Carl Orich. Carl was kind of like their, helped out with the football team there at Naval Academy. He was like the academic guy, and so I wrote Carl a letter. And based upon that letter, I decided, I said, you know, I'm going to try to go 20 years in the Marine Corps, and at the 20 years, I'm going to get out and try to get into college sports. And I had a great career. I had a very successful career, but I knew what I wanted to do, and so at 20 years, I decided to move on to try to get into college athletics. Nice.
Other than Carl, is there anyone you'd like to thank who helped along the way?
Well, first of all, my father-in-law for suggesting that great idea, and also too, you know, I got to thank my wife. Deb's been with me. I dragged her through the Marine Corps, dragged her up here to cold weather, and so she's been very supportive with all the long hours I have here at Kings Point working, and so she's been great. Of course, too, as a Christian, I have to thank God for putting me here. You know, it's amazing. Things happen here, and you know, I wonder why did this happen then? But then looking back, I can see this is kind of the plan He has for my life. I think my dad, my father kind of instilled in me the self-discipline. I remember as a kid, we'd have to shine our shoes on Saturday nights before church. And I can remember him having me go out and mow the lawn and do all these chores. And so he instilled in me, you know, the self-discipline and the work ethic. Of course, my mother, for giving me determination. When I was a freshman in high school, I went up for the wrestling team, and I was bad. I sucked. I got pinned in the first minute every match. It was terrible. And in December, I was going to quit. I told my mom, I said, "Mom, I'm going to quit." And she says, "No, you're not. You're going to finish the season." Well, I still sucked for the rest of the season, but I went to some camps, and I ended up being a pretty good wrestler. So that was, and then finally my grandmother for instilling in me the faith that I have today.
Great. You also served in Kings Point outside of athletics as well. You know, tell us about your time in the Commandant's office.
Commandant's office. Yeah, that was a chore. I guess as being a commandant, and my job is to make sure that mids are better than I was when I was a midshipman. And I tell this all the time, all the mids. I was not a good midshipman. And I don't have a lot of regrets in my life. I don't. But one big regret is that I didn't use my time at the Naval Academy like I should have. And I look back and I really regret that I didn't take full advantage of that. And so now my job here is to make sure all the midshipmen are better than I was. So when I used to see disciplinary cases come up to me as a commandant, I did not feel sorry for them. I say, "Too bad, so sad." I said, "It was good for me, it's good for you."
So, outside of the Commandant's office, you came back into the athletic department, deputy athletic director. Tell us some of your duties. Also, what are classes you teach and any committees you might be on, both in PE and A.
Kind of like as a deputy AD, I'm kind of I'm like the chief operation officer. I'm the daily ops. I make sure that all the events go on as planned. I'm in charge of compliance to make sure that we do follow the NCAA bylaws. One of the things I do too is I teach leadership. I feel that, you know, our job here is to produce leaders of exemplary character. And I really felt that I wanted to be part of that process to produce leaders. And so I volunteered to sit up to teach leadership. And it's one of those things. I want to make sure that that the midshipmen are better than I was. And I think I can give them some good things that they can take away and become leaders of exemplary character.
Great. And we talked about your classes that you teach. What classes do you teach? Are you on any committees both in PE and A and other areas of the academy?
I teach leadership, maritime leadership and management 201. And it's basically the third class that come back from sea. They're getting ready to go back out to sea. So we talk about a lot of the leadership experiences that they see, that they can reflect upon from sea, and then that they can use to create their own leadership tool. Okay, so they can do it. I'm also I'm on the NCAA membership committee, which is great because it really gives me a good insight on how the NCAA is run. And I work with a lot of great people from all the other colleges, and I really feel that I can make an impact on all the D3 member schools by being on this committee.
Nice. Let's talk about you've been the tennis coach for the past 2 seasons. I know you were excited for the team last year before the coronavirus canceled the season. What has it been like for you to take over the tennis team?
It's good. You know, I thrive on watching youth succeed and just being a part of the midshipmen. And so it's good that I get a day-to-day touch with midshipmen. And it's, I learn a lot from them. I think that my job is to make sure that they get all the practices that's necessary to succeed. I think I can just help them with to stay in shape. And we talk about a lot of stuff, and I think I have made an impact on them. We had a great team. We had some great plebes come in. We had some people come back from sea, and I was really excited about the season. We lost one this year, so this year we're going to have another strong team, and so I'm really looking forward to the spring. I really think that we can compete with Yeshiva for the championship.
Yeah, it's definitely a team that, a couple in a row that they've won. So, you've been here at the academy for quite a while now. What was your first year here?
2004.
2004, so 16 years. So I know you've seen a lot of great games, important athletic achievements that were made over the years. What stands out to you as maybe the top 3 or 4 greatest moments you've witnessed here?
First of all, I think it's the growth of the success of the women's teams. To see the women's basketball team win the Skyline Championship 2 years in a row, the women's lacrosse team just dominating, women's volleyball team just doing a great job, and that's really good to see. Second thing is just to see the rise and growth of the football team. So the first 2 years I was here, Coach Toop asked me to help his first 2 years here. And he's done just such an exceptional job with the team from when he first took over. And it's really nice to see how successful he's been and the team and all the coaches that have contributed. I guess the
Individual moments, maybe.
The third one is just to watch the midshipmen succeed. You know, my passion in life is watching youth succeed. So when I see someone winning a Skyline championship, you know, all the swimmers that win the championships, or the wrestlers, it's just a great feeling to see them succeed, and then to talk about it with them the next day or in the same week. I said, hey, you know, Matt, that was a great run you did, or Blake, you pinned that guy, that was good. And that's a great feeling, just to sit to talk to them about their success.
Yeah, it is definitely. So why don't you go a little personal now? Tell us a little about your family. You talked about your wife Deb, but you know, your kids and, you know, everybody that.
I have 3 great kids and a precious granddaughter. My daughter is a travel agent. My daughter Kimberly and her husband Jose works for the New York City Department of Education. They live in New Jersey. Kim is a graduate of Ohio University, and Jose of Rutgers Newark. My son's Billy with Ohio State. He is a sommelier and the beverage manager at a high-end Greek restaurant in the city. He was also a rugby player at Ohio State. My son Jeffrey, he went to Yale. He is a high school teacher and football coach in St. Louis. Soon to get married next March, as a matter of fact. And he played football at Yale and rugby, and he was on the U.S. national rugby team.
Oh wow, very nice. And your granddaughter? My
Didi Dulcinea, she's great. She's a little over 2. She's amazing. I'm trying to get her. She's a lefty, so we're working on volleyball and softball and basketball.
Great. And tell us about your better half.
Deb is she's a Terp, University of Maryland.
You met when you were in Annapolis?
No. As a matter of fact, her dad was stationed at the Naval Academy when I was there, but I did not know him. So it wasn't until when I got stationed in Hawaii. Oh, wow. I met Deb. She was back for a Christmas break from University of Maryland, and we met and dated for about a year and a half, and got married in June 12th, 1983.
Nice. Great. So let's move into some fun things. This is everybody that knows you love Krispy Kreme donuts. What is your obsession with Krispy Kreme?
I am a glazed donut connoisseur. I love the Krispy Kreme. They just melt into your mouth, and it's the. However, there is a rival in Texas, in Georgetown, Texas. There's a place called Round Rock Donuts, and because my dad lives in Waco. Whenever I go visit him, I'll drive the 90 minutes to get some of that Round Rock glazed donuts.
Nice. What would you say your favorite piece of advice you've ever been given and that you love to share with others?
Well, I guess I got 3 things. Not so much was given me, but like what I give to others. One is my dad. I went to go visit my dad. And in the morning we went to go to breakfast, and I went to get I was like 11. I went to get a newspaper, and so back in those days you put in a quarter and you would lift it up and you pull out a newspaper. I put in a quarter, and I was going to take 2-3 papers. I don't know why. I said, Dad, look, we can take a couple papers. He said, Bill, you're on your honor. I said, wow. So that's kind of stuck with me. In fact, I bring that up in my leadership class all the time. A couple of things I like to tell to the mids, especially plebes, is Romans 5 states, rejoice in your sufferings. Sufferings produces perseverance, perseverance character, and character hope. Now, we produce leaders of exemplary character. So I tell them, the sufferings you have as a plebe or as a midshipman, you're persevering through it, and it's building character. And that's going to contribute to you becoming a leader of exemplary character. And the last one is leading from the bench. Abby Wambach, this is a great quote. It says, "If you cannot lead from the bench, you cannot lead from the field. Don't call yourself a leader on the field. You're either a leader everywhere or nowhere." And that's what I tell the kids. Like, hey, you might not be starting, but what are you doing to lead while you're waiting your turn to get in the starting lineup?
Yeah, that's great. That definitely applies, obviously, to sports.
Yeah.
Great message to bring along to the midshipmen here. All right, I guess I'll finish with our favorite movies.
Favorite movies? I got a few of them. My first one, of course, as a Marine, is Sands of Iwo Jima with John Wayne. That is one of the greatest movies. And then it goes down like Forrest Gump, Princess Bride, Love Actually, Napoleon Dynamite, which makes me laugh all the time, and Super Troopers.
Nice.
Those are probably some of my all-time favorite movies.
Great. And on the spot, what's your favorite sports movie?
Favorite sports movie? Well, okay, it's going to relate to the books too. Is I Am Third, or Brian's Song. Brian's Song, based on the book I Am Third, which one of my favorite books of all time, which I read in high school, is I Am Third. He says, "The Lord is first, my friends and family are second, and I am third." And I read that book when I was like a junior in high school. After I saw the movie, I read that book, and that's kind of been the motto of my life. Thanks a lot, Joe. Appreciate it. Let's go Mariners. Beat Coast Guard.
That's right.